Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable, Sicali's Corner Unfiltered, with yours truly, Dominic Sicali. Are we streaming live? I don't even know what this shit anymore. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Hope it. This is. Woo! We got the internet working, though, folks. We got it working. Want to say hello to everybody. Glad to see everybody on. And I got to say, first off, to my brother from another mother says, to the German, thank you for the contribution. German says, come join our family and belong to something bigger. Let's strive to succeed and invest in Crypto Nostra. Take the opportunity and seize the chance, and let's grow together as we strive forward together in unity. Folks, like the German says, check out officialcryptonostra.com. This is for all of us. We created a whole ecosystem with that, but I'm not even going to go into a sales pitch. We have a lot of stuff to go on today. We have our guest over here waiting in the hangar, waiting to come on. Dan, you could say hello to everybody, and then I'll go into my little pitch about what we're going to talk about, and then you could take it from there, Dan.
What's good, Dom? What's good, man? Yo, you gotta give me some notice, man. I'm literally sitting under the same causeway on my boat dock. If I would have, if you told, I would have got on camera. But it's so funny because I'm literally sitting under the same causeway that I was driving over when fucking Nadu called me to tell me this shit crazy.
Get out of here. And Dan, thank you so much for taking the time out last minute. Sorry about that. The next show when we, because there's going to be part 2 to this probably tomorrow. You'll have more time. You come on live, and then we could really go into more talk about it.
We got to do an episode on my new toy. This is a Broward motor yacht.
Oh, yeah?
1991. Oh, 1991. Yo, this thing's crazy.
Nice. You know what? Maybe we'll do an episode on the yacht.
Why not? No one else. I mean, no one else can do something like that. So, I mean, why not?
Well, folks, tonight's going to be a show for the ages because, like I said, with Crypto Nostra, we don't play by the rules, we make the rules. But we're fair over here at Mafia Roundtable. I'm always try to be a gentleman with people, give people the benefit of the doubt. And I'm not a bully, never was, never will be. But I don't tolerate nonsense. I don't tolerate people coming on lying, making up lies about me. And Jeff struck deep, especially when he went on talking about, Dom, really? You're going to rob people with this shit coin? You're going to rug pull? It's come to that? You're getting that low to rob people? Don't buy this shit coin. That's what he told people. Don't buy it. Well, I hate to say there was about 6 people that came on since you said that. They bought it. But I would never even listen. I don't agree with Joey. I have nothing against Joey Merlino. I would never badmouth anything he's doing, his endeavors, because I know if it's not him, there's people behind it putting up money. And I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't hate. I've always wished everybody the best. But people, let me tell you something. I'm going to read this. What I received, I had a few meetings today, so I couldn't take a phone call. This was from Jeff Nadu. Tried calling, I couldn't accept the call, so I responded. As I do, I keep it straight, even though right now I'm upset with him, what he did. It wasn't fair, wasn't right, but it's all good. So I responded, good afternoon. How may I help you? I'm currently in a board meeting, can't talk. He responds, I'd ask that we have a conversation. What's your play here, Dominic? I'm a man. So are you. I said my piece on your coin, and if it works, you will get good press. Well, I'll stop there. If it works, it's because of all our hard work, the team I put together, my loyal fans, my family, because this is our thing with the people on this channel, and then some, and haters like you too, Mr. Nadu. So it's not because of anything you said. You tried ripping it, tried knocking it, and didn't even know what you're talking about. You made up a whole bunch of lies about it. So I'll go back into his text. He said, but sharing personal conversations about my mental health that I've talked openly about is a bit much. Well, you know what? Because of that, I do have some compassion, and I thought about it. I'm not going to play the tape recording. I'm not going to play it, but I will talk about it. And
you're too nice.
Again, Jeff, my people out there, my condolences. When anybody loses a loved one, they go through emotional heartache. I know I've been through it. But to call the FBI and tell them you have information on Joey Merlino, and then while you're waiting for the FBI, you're sitting with a gun, I think that's a bit much. And to say in your text, we're all adults, that you want to talk about this now? No, you know what? You should have thought about that before Frankie Joya booted you. You had your title up about Frankie Joya, and then you made it about me. You told all lies. I came on and I corrected it and showed everybody, proved you wrong. Then you have another title about the Lucchese crime family. You go on, and then you start talking about me, the shitcoin, my subs, I'm buying subs. Well, let me tell you people something. When you buy subs, you could buy likes too. Okay, you could buy views. They have programs out there. You buy it, they load you up. I promoted through YouTube promotions. You go in YouTube, it says promotions. I promoted my shorts to get subscribers to come to the channel. I promoted. I didn't buy. That's two different things. So it's called advertising. You advertise to enhance your product. That's what I did. I advertised through their promotions to enhance my channel. I can't help it. The shit went viral. Yes, it's embarrassing. In 1 month, 100,000 subs, but went viral. It's still going viral, and I haven't even promoted it. But let's go back to the issue. Dan, I'd appreciate it too, because I'm sure you know a lot, and thank you again for coming on, because you could help the people, the viewers, understand the true Jeff Nadu, what he's about.
Don't thank me. Apologize to my Sharpays. They wanted to swim in the Gulf of America, Dom. They didn't know I'd be holding them up, with a comment. It's all good, brother. So also, go ahead. Repeat it.
No, if you could elaborate more. Are you aware of this with Jeff Nadu calling the FBI, telling them that he has information on Joey Merlino because all of a sudden Jeff feared his life? And to me, that's not a nervous breakdown. If you're having a nervous breakdown, you're not looking to set up a guy with the FBI. I'm sorry. It's just the two things don't correlate.
It's like, all I could do is tell my story. You know what I mean? This is like basically, I don't know who this guy is. You know what I mean? I'm helping Joey out. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a press release.
Right.
He had a like cigar event, so we put out a press release, and the only people in the media that really want to help Joey, is Nadu. You know what I'm saying? So Nadu does a video about it. It's like I don't see the video because say I'm not, like I said, I'm out here living, so it's like I don't see it, but I guess saying like Joey wasn't happy with it, or maybe his partner, I don't know. Somehow I get a call from Nadu, and he's saying, "Hey, how you doing? It's Jeff Nadu." And I was like, he's saying his name like it's supposed to ring bells in my fucking head. Like, it's Jeff Nadu. Like, what is that for? Like, I'm like, okay. I thought it was spam. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was spam or something like that. So I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, I know you're new to this, and so I was like, okay, this is someone that's involved in the say in the genre or something like that, or he's so, I don't know, someone else. So I was like, I was like, what's good? And he's like, it's the press release, this and that. I did a video. I was like, oh, that's what's up, man. I appreciate it. I remember when like the publicists, they sent it out to everyone. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you did a video. Yeah, well, I heard you got yourself in a little trouble with it. And I was like, I'll tell you what, man. I'm going over the Bel Air Causeway, literally the same causeway I'm sitting under right now. And I was like, I'll call you when I get back, and I'll, try to, give you a little time, give you the attention, what the fuck you want. So, we go over the causeway, you know what I'm saying? And I think like 2 hours later, I give him a call. when I call this guy, it's like a completely different individual. Now, keep in mind, like, I need your viewers to understand that I've never spoken to this person. I've never met this person, really not aware of who they are. Like, I'm involved with the press release. Like, I've had to deal with Sony since I've been 19 years old. Like, it's not like the way it works is the press release is made and it goes out with a publicist to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, he thinks like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know him just because he got a press release that I'm involved in. Like, nah, brother, that's not how it's working. You know what I mean? So when I go ahead and I actually call him back, because I'm a man of my word, only reason I'm calling him back. You know what I mean? I know there's no money on the other end of that phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just calling him back just to be a man of my word. He's got a completely different stance. Like, he's scared out of his mind. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, and he's begging me, please, can you call Mike? Can you call Joey? Can you call Snuff? I'm like, what's going on, dude? He's like, listen, I know they're trying to kill me. I know Joey Merlino is trying to kill me. I was like, I'm thinking this is a joke now, right?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking, this is like, yeah, like, it's like, it's more, it's not even, it's like, I'm just thinking, it's like, all right, this is like a troll, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he's just fucking with me or some shit, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, it's just like one of my boys or so, just like, you know, just messing with me. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm like, I'm just listening to him. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, you got to go ahead and let them know that I'll take the video down. I'm sorry. Like, you know, I didn't know that, you know, they would be upset with the press release. I'm like, back to the press release. I'm like, are you trying to say like they're trying to kill you because you put out information about the press release? Like, and he's like, yes. I'm like, dude, I'm just laughing. I'm like, you gotta relax. And he keeps saying, stop. I'm serious. So it's like, all right, I have to stop laughing, which is difficult.
Right.
I stop laughing. I got to put this shit on mute. My wife's like, you know what I'm saying? She's younger than me. She's 28. So she literally, you know, she's Chinese and she's doing great. I mean, she's like, is learning English, but I'm looking at this as like a fucking like free English lesson for her right now. You know what I mean? So like, I got to record this shit because this is fucking hilarious.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can listen to this and laugh, you know what I mean? Like, because I have no idea. So, you know, I put the John down. I go ahead. I let him just go ahead and cook and just tell me everything. And it's like, you hear him begging me to go ahead and reach out specifically to Joey to tell Joey not to kill him. And then he goes ahead and says that before I can even try to like calm him down, he goes ahead and says that he's already reached out to the FBI. And of course, you know, he's getting receptionists who are hearing a mental case, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's not going anywhere, you know what I mean? So he's like, they're not answering me. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I wonder why, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, they don't believe me, Dan. I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, I'm sitting here in my car, okay? I'm in front of my mom's house, okay? I'm sitting in the car. I got a gun, and I'm calling the Lancaster PD. I'm like, why are you going to do that? And he's like, well, if the FBI is not going to come out here and take it serious, and you're not going to take it serious, then I'm going to call the Lancaster PD. I was like, hey, man, listen, I'll go ahead. I'll call Joey right now. I'll call Joey right now, and I'll let him know what's going on, and just to, you know, make sure everything is cool. And he's like, will you do that for me, please? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, all right, thank you so much. He's like, call me right back. All right, no problem. I hang up with him. I put the phone down. Yo, there was so much fucking laughter in the room. Like,
Right.
we didn't know what to do. Like, it's a Friday night with the wife, you know what I'm saying? Like, we thought going to dinner, you know what I'm saying? Bring back some, like, A-rolls and shit. Like, now we got this, like, psycho, like, begging me to call some, like, guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't call anybody. Like, I'm not gonna, like, there's no reason. You know, I call this guy back, and I realize he's probably like, maybe he didn't get enough sleep. I don't know. Maybe he tried to be cool and like smoked a joint, and like they were messing with him, and like they put you know, I have no idea. You know, like there's multiple scenarios to what the hell. Like, I have no idea. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't really diagnose why the hell this was happening. But I call him back and I tell him hey man, everything is cool, dude. No one's mad at you. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you experienced that you thought like people were after you, but like everybody likes you, man. Like you're like everyone likes you. I just
Right,
talked to everybody.
right,
I didn't talk to anybody. I was like everybody, you know, I just talked to everybody. I didn't talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, you know, you're good. And he's like, well, it's fine because the Lancaster PD's showing up right now. They're about to come up. I gotta go. I gotta go talk to them. I'm like, why do you call them? He's like, because Joey Merlino's trying to kill me. I'm like, but I'm telling you, that's not the case. Nobody's trying to kill you.
right, right.
And and he's like, well, they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna get to the bottom of it. I'm like, all right, man. Well, you have a good night, okay? You know, I just want to get the fuck off the phone. So yeah, I don't really know what to do at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's sad, and it's just like it's
Well,
crazy at the same time.
I have to ask you, Dan, did you mention this to Joey at all?
I had to, well, yeah, like basically, like,
Right.
you know what I mean? At that time, it's like Joey knew he was a rat. Joey would say, like, yo, this guy's a rat. And, you know, he didn't like, that's what this whole thing was about, was like the fact that Nadu went ahead and did the press release about
Wait, Dan, let me ask you something. Well, I'm confused here
yeah,
because I text Joey last week. I told the audience with the crypto
yeah,
because I feel if we can merge, do something, show young kids, everybody, the generation, people could put our differences aside. We could have something really good. Joey was respectful in the texting back and forth, and he basically said he would never compromise his integrity. So I'm okay with that. I was like, okay, cool. So you mean to tell me he knew Nadu ratted or is a rat, called him a rat. Now he's bothering with him? He's allowing him?
of course, I got an
Oh
obligation
my
to tell him.
Lord.
Yo, listen, what would you? I got an obligation to tell a man, regardless of who the hell they are, that yo, there's a psycho out there, like
Right.
saying this is probably listen, like there's mental people and then there's famous people, and I'm sure those two worlds collide every day. And unfortunately, the authorities have to get calls from psychos like this guy Nadu or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, like it's a normal thing, but it's just like it sucks when it's like I feel bad. So it's like someone like Joey who's like has a family and it's like he's out here. It's like, you know, that's of course I gotta tell him. Of course I
Right,
told him.
right. No,
I
of
didn't
course
I didn't
you're doing the
I
right
didn't
thing there,
call
but
him.
I'm
Yeah.
just shocked because now it looks like they're butt buddies, Nadu and Merlino.
Yeah,
I see videos that he's at his steak shop. He's at the steak place eating, promoting. They're talking together. Joey forgave him. Wow, I didn't know Joey would forgive a rat or somebody who's telling on him. Wow, that's a hypocrite in my book. Sorry, folks. I keep it real.
So you're saying that yeah, I mean like
yeah, Joey passed
they,
comments. He'll never bother with a rat. He wouldn't even go on shows. He stated that when he first came out. I'll never go on somebody's show if they had a rat on. And you know, he went on Vlad. He's now with Nadu. I'm like, and Nadu was going to tell on him, and he knew that, and he still accepted him. Joey must be using him for something.
Listen, I was born in the late '80s. I don't know, like you know, like historically, but I mean, it's like that guy Ron Previty looks kind of like Nadu, and wasn't Ron Previty a fucking right? Like they look like that. Like Nadu's always like saying like, "Oh, my dad died." Like, are you talk? Was it Ron Previty? Like, was Ron Previty Nadu's dad? And like maybe that's like so like maybe he's learned how to. You know, maybe rats know how to go ahead and like be cool with Joey or something, or Joey trusts them. I don't fucking know, but I don't know.
Listen,
I mean,
that's
crazy. If he's sitting next to him, that's crazy.
No, it's crazy that Joey's allowing it because that's Joey's talking out of two sides of his mouth. Then I'm sorry with that because Joey swore he would never associate with a rat. He was respectful with me in the text. I ratted. He's like, you know, and I told him, I said, listen, my boss wore a wire. My other boss wanted me to take the witness stand, and I was done with the life. He said, that's no excuse. He's right. I said, you're 1,000% correct. There is no excuse. but he did say he would never compromise his integrity and do something with somebody like me. Yet he's doing things with Nadu. Go figure. And he's aware that Nadu was going to tell on him. So that to me, that's a stone cold hypocrite.
It reminds me of like, you know, like I don't know. You see, you're probably a Mets fan, right?
No, I like my Yankees. I'm a Yankee fan.
That's even worse. That's even worse. All right, so I don't know. You remember Darren Dalton?
Absolutely not. No.
What? You don't remember Darren Dalton, 3-time All-Star for the Phillies catcher?
No.
All right. Well, listen. Darren Dalton. Okay, at the end of his career, you know, he had no money after like these divorces, but you know, he loved his beer. You know, so have you heard of Yingling beer?
Yes.
All right, so Dick Yingling, okay, like found out that Darren was basically, you know, going through all this stuff, and he said to him, "Look, you know, what I'm saying, I'll give you like 30 grand a year. I'll pay for your, you know, little expenses, and we'll go ahead and your job is to go ahead whenever I need to promote the beer, you know, you go around there." So I mean, that's how Darren was able to survive. You know, the last like couple years of his life was basically just doing these like appearances, you know what I mean, just like all around. And that's nothing, like, trust me. And that was the opposite of what Darren like stood for or what he wanted to do. He didn't want to be doing that. Like he was like on some physicists, like so I mean, when you're telling me that, like if that's true, like, you know, it's like that's crazy. Like that's basically like me. That's like how I felt when I walked into, you know, like PJ Wellahans and I saw Darren Dalton signing autographs for free, you know, giving out like Yingling beers. You know what I mean? That's like, what the hell? Like, you used to be at the vet and 50,000 people were looking at you. It's the same thing with Joey. Like he used to be on the cover of, you know what I'm saying, like the Daily News. And we used to all, as little kids, like we all looked up to him. Me especially, you know, like the only reason I like probably got into hip hop was because I saw another white guy like Joey do something with Ram Squads, you know, so that's like why I wanted to do something with G-Rap. And so it's like we all looked up to Joey. So it doesn't make sense. If Joey's going to go ahead and sit down with someone that tried to put him in jail, then I don't know. Maybe I don't, you know, I don't know.
Well,
that's
listen,
ridiculous.
I can tell you this, being a former mobster, I was high up there in the ranks.
Maybe it was all a joke.
What's that?
Maybe Nadu went ahead and like, you know, told him it was all a joke or whatever or something like that.
But you don't joke like that.
I'm just being facetious.
Oh, I know that. That's crazy. But listen, even what Joey's doing now, going on social media, that's a no-no when you're in the life. You know, he didn't rat on anybody, Joey. So he's still in the life, whether he's shelved, not shelved. But it's just a hypocritical thing he's doing. But, you know, I guess everybody does their things for their own selfish reasons. So I guess his integrity is compromised since he did accept Nadu into his circle.
I mean, I don't know, it's like maybe as you get, when you get older, those same values that, you know what I'm saying, that meant something to him in his 30s, maybe they just don't mean something to him in his 60s.
Yeah, who knows? We can't speak for that, but listen, I'm sure you know him very well then, if you know, you had interactions with him. But and you know, and
really, you know what I'm saying? Say, like, as far as like Joey, like I'm like 40 years younger than him. We just looked up to him. We used to go to Flyers games, and it's like instead of going to, like, there used to be a wrestler named the Blue Meanie. I remember all the kids, you know what I'm saying, ran to go get the Blue Meanie's autograph. Me, I'm running to get Joey's autograph. Yo, we love Joey. We looked up to him, like. And then in, you know, 99, we went to high school and we completely forgot about him. You know what I mean? Just because you get older, you know what I mean? You're a teenager. So it's like,
right.
So, I mean, I think what your listeners need to really focus on is the fact that, in 2025, they're getting their mob news from a complete rat. Now, it's like, here's the difference. Like, people, like, and I hear it all the time, and like Joey gets it fucked up. It's like, you can't call Dave Stratweiser and Albert Anastasia and Capici rats. Nah, they're fucking reporters. They go ahead and have relationships with rats, and then they go ahead and they give information to us, the consumers, who are normal people who pay our taxes and go ahead and like don't steal for a living to pay our bills. Like, we're those type of people. We buy those papers because we want that information. We are buying that information from an actual reporter. We're not trying to go ahead and buy it from the actual rat. No, that's the reporter's job. He's the middleman. Like, there's the rat, there's the middleman, and then there's us. Like, what the hell? Like, we don't want to talk to rats. We just want to read about it in the freaking paper. So it's like the fact that in 2025 this guy gets even one fucking view on YouTube, that says something about everything. Like, that people are going to go ahead and tune in to a rat who's pretending to be a reporter. Yo, you guys need to go ahead and hit rewind. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I do hip hop. This isn't my genre, but for everyone listening that does pay attention to these videos and wants to go ahead and like be a part of the culture and what the life like was, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't tune into a rat. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tune into a rat that won't admit, that's pretending not to be a rat. That's ridiculous.
Right. No, he claims he's he claims himself that he's a reporter, he's a journalist, he's does his shows. And you know what? He does put out some good quality, but lately it's been lies. He's been telling lies about me on 2 different occasions, and I called him out on it. Now he wants to say, Dom, we should talk like men. But let me share something with everybody just to show Mr. Nadu again.
What is his definition of talking like men? On a conference table with detectives and like button ups? What is his definition of talk? Are you kidding me?
I have no idea.
He's going to give you an address to meet him at the Lancaster police station so you guys can have a conversation just to make sure he's good. Like,
no, that's sad. That's sad. And Joey knew about this. Now Joey allowed him in his circle. So you know what? If anything comes of this, that Joey winds up back in jail, shame on Joey then. Shame on Joey. And shame on Joey for accepting it. I thought he didn't compromise his integrity. And yet, look what he did. So, and Jeff wants to throw stones at people, make up lies about everything. You know, and then he had the audacity to tell me, let's talk about men. Like men. You went behind my back. You didn't even title your shows properly. And you tried sneaking it in there. It's just, that's dirty. I'm sorry. It's just really dirty what he did.
Look, you know what I'm saying? He's a Philly guy. I'm a Philly guy. It's like, it's so simple. All they got to do, you know what I'm saying, is Nadu needs to go ahead and make a video, and he needs to go ahead and go to Joey and completely, distance that relationship so he doesn't mess up his brand. And Joey needs to make a video explaining what the heck happened. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was an oversight. Maybe he was playing like 36 holes of golf that day, and like he didn't know that. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that say that, like, make up shit about Joey. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just maybe the whatever, the like the dude, whatever, you know, the beanbag dude, whatever, next to him didn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he you know what I'm saying? He told him it was all a joke or something. You know what I mean? There's so many scenarios, you know, but I at this point, now that you went ahead and you put this out there, and I went ahead and I put it out there, you're not playing the tape, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You're taking the high route, you know what I'm saying? But
I'll give him that, but I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it because it was done. It was done. It was cool. Somebody like Nadu would have played the tape. That's how low he hits. So, but all that, he opened up the door to Pandora's box. And, you know, now him and Joey will be in the hot seat because we got a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff with Joey too, that just holding back. But, you know, to me, it's not going to be, it's not a good look. Let the
real owner of the cheesesteak get a couple weeks in. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying, man? What are you saying, the real owner?
Yeah, man, come on. Give him a couple weeks. Let at least, you know what I'm saying, let the Phillies get a couple home openers, you know what I'm saying? Like, let the place, like, you know what I'm saying, survive. Then you, if you got to go ahead and do your thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I am from Philly, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? Right. Come on, man.
Well, to be honest, Dan, to be honest, I heard his steaks are all the sandwiches are outrageous. So I don't think it'll go under if people know the truth behind it, because he's putting out a good product. So as long as the product's good, they're always going to go. And but wow,
Dom, it's Dom, Dom, it's meat and
now.
it's meat and cheese. If you fuck up that recipe, then you got to be, you're in the wrong.
And the bread's everything too. The bread's everything. You just get people, but oh my Lord. So we got a lot of stuff we'll be talking about here at Mafia Roundtable, huh?
That's crazy. That's crazy. As far as it just coming out now. It's like this almost happened a year ago.
Wow.
So it's like it's just that's shocking. It's shocking to me.
Wow. I'm surprised your phone hasn't been blowing up. Let me ask you something. Didn't you comment the other day? I heard from one of my fans. You commented something on the Nadu show, and he blocked you.
Well, yeah, because you hit me up. Yeah, you hit me up and wanted to do it, and then it was like, yeah.
Right.
So it was just
that's why.
So I wanted to see what it's been. Like, you got to remember that after he had this whole mental breakdown, saying, he calls me like a week later, and I'm like, hey buddy, and he's like, hey man, I just want to go ahead and apologize. That's not the real me. I was going through something that day. I know Joey was never trying to hurt me. I just didn't get enough sleep, and my dad died. I was going through this, blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm working with Louis Kasman, and I'm like, I don't know who that is, but I'm glad you're okay. And he's telling me that this guy's going ahead and like, he's really cool because he used to sit down with Victoria Gotti while John was in jail, and he would wear a wire on John Gotti's wife. And I'm like, well, that's disgusting. I don't know why you're telling me this. I'm like, I'm starting to think you need to go back to the loony bin, because like the whole story.
Telling you all this?
Yeah, he had to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time I talked to him was him telling me that the Lancaster PD showed up. I got my pistol. I got to hang up the phone. A week later, he's telling me, hey, I talked to the police and they brought me to the hospital. It's like, yeah, duh. It's like, you're like, what do you think they're gonna bring you? You know what I'm saying? WITSEC can go ahead and like, go ahead and you're gonna give them everything. No, like, they're bringing you to the hospital, Jeff, because you're a nut. And you had some sort of episode. They deal with it every day, especially in a town like Lancaster where there's nothing but fentanyl and Amish. Right. And it's like, you go ahead and so he's like, I had to spend the week there, like, meaning AKA the government didn't want him to hurt himself or others, and God knows what he said over that week. Because it's like, when they go ahead and they it's called Baker Act in Florida.
Baker Act, right. I saw Joey's show on that. He said he was talking smack about Nadu that they had a Baker Act.
So what changed? What changed?
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. This man he is nuts, really. He's nuts. Especially, listen, the text I read, Dom, we could talk like men. Talk like men. You already threw stones at me. Like, really? Talk like men now? Because I'm going to do a show and I'm going to tell the people the truth about what happened, what's going on, and the truth. You want to call the cops on, or you did call the feds on Joey Merlino. Wow.
Yeah. He goes ahead and, like, he didn't even let me stop him. Like, I had to go ahead and, like, I had to placate the retard and go ahead and just, like, calm him down to make, to make him realize, bring him back to reality. It was like dealing with like one of my buddies in high school that was like did too much acid or something. So it was like, it's like, hey man, it's like, the sky's not purple. It's everything's cool. It's like, so, but he didn't even, like, it was like, what was the point of you going ahead and calling me to go ahead and like reassure you that everything was cool if you were going to go ahead and he already called you.
Right.
Yeah. You're bringing me involved in this.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's not part of a breakdown. That's part of, you want to get somebody locked up. And that's
what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
That's not a breakdown. And shame on Joey for allowing him. Well, listen, Joey's an opportunist from what I see. he needs Nadu so Nadu could help promote, because Nadu does have a big following on YouTube. So he's just using them. But you're bringing somebody who you know is a rat, who you know is going to set you up. I don't know, set you up or whatever happened, but tell the feds. And now you're going to use, like, wow.
Listen, listen. We were trying to sell cigars.
Wow.
We were trying to. We weren't even selling a cigar. It was an appearance. That's all it was. You know, saying it was 100%. That's all it was. It was just a well-known individual in a city that was going to a place. You know, saying it was like that's it. It's like so I don't know what triggered in his head for him to ever think that by him all it does is go ahead and draw attention. Like he did a good thing. And he, you know, what I'm saying so it's like what's like come on, man. Like what's wrong with you?
Well, I guess next Joey will allow Ron Previty to hang out with him because Ron could get him people to go to the steak shop too. So it might as well.
You told me Nadu's dad died though.
Yeah, but listen, I feel for him.
I told you, Ron Previty is the true father of Jeffrey Nadu. You didn't.
You're not joking then.
I mean, don't they look? Listen, they look exactly alike.
But I don't see that. I wouldn't play like that because you know everybody has loved ones. I mean, I lost my grandparents; they were the love of my life. So you know that to me, that's a touchy subject. But listen. You're doing a show about the mafia, okay? So it's like, listen, you go ahead and you had an individual named Ron Previty, who was a cop. He was a CI, right?
Okay, and he was around Stanford. Stanford gets locked up. Everyone around Stanford gets locked up, but Previty doesn't, and he sticks around. And when Joey becomes the boss, Previty was somehow able to go ahead and even like infiltrate Joey, and he looked like a pig. And now we're having a conversation about some individual who also somehow was able to get under Joey's good graces, even though he obviously was someone who was trying to go ahead and put Joey in a cage, but he succeeded at winning his trust again. So it's like, all right, maybe Jeff Nadu is not the actual son of Ron Previty, but history repeats itself. He is the son of Ron Previty.
Right. Well, maybe with that said, who knows what Previty gave Joey, how much money he was kicking to him. Because at the end of the day, it seems like with Joey, it's all about the dollar.
I was in elementary school.
I heard he owes everybody and their mother money. So, and I'm sure we can go into that at a later date. But let the real owner of the steak shop recoup some money first.
Yeah, come on, man. Everybody got to eat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got bills.
No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Listen. Everybody got to eat. Everyone's got bills. Okay, but what you don't do is go ahead and try to put other men in cages. Okay, if you have a mental illness, go to the doctor.
Right.
Okay, don't leave the government alone. Okay, there's real criminals out there who are doing real things to actual innocent people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what are you doing? Like, shouldn't you have some sort of thicker skin? If you're gonna get on YouTube and talk about guys who kill people, and you talk about guys who have that are allegedly bad people, you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you be some sort of tough guy, or at least have at least think you're a tough guy at this point? How long has he been doing his show?
Who, Nadu?
Yeah.
Nadu's been on a while, but Nadu portrays and his arrogance too to people. He gets very nasty. He's not humble. He's not humble. He's very arrogant. He's not a nice person at the end of the day. Not a nice person. But you know what? When the chips start coming down, the house starts crumbling. Now all of a sudden he wants to talk like men.
Listen, he's in Lancaster. I haven't seen a 717 area code on my phone in my life. And I grew up, outside Philadelphia. Okay, so that's west. It's ridiculous. The only people that got guns in Lancaster are people who are hunting. So I have no idea what the heck he's so afraid of. He's completely in the middle of nowhere. And my whole point is if he's been doing this 4 years, like you said, he knows what he's doing. So why all of a sudden is he afraid? It's right. It's crazy. Why are you guys afraid of now?
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. You're right
You know,
about that.
like people, and it's like obviously he's not. I'm not gonna go. He's obviously not normal. And like what I've noticed about people that are not normal, it's like year after year of them. Like I mean, no one's ever. He's never been in a fight. He's never been touched or anything like
Oh,
that. Like a
I know
real.
he's been. I know he's been slapped. Damn, 1 minute, because I saw something. People, we're gonna cut the show off. Put that like button up. Hit that like button. Don't worry. Hit the like button. You're not gonna get electrocuted. You're not gonna get punished. Hit the like button. Otherwise, we're cutting the show off. Thank you, Anna. I caught you saying that. People, hit the like button. These people are hard. They don't want to hit that like button for some reason. Damn, why? Oh my God.
What's that?
I gotta extort them. I gotta go back to my mafia ways.
I don't know
I'm
what not.
sorry. It's hard to get. All I ask for is likes. I'm not like Jeff. I don't ask for money. Everything I have. This app, that app, send it here, send it there. All I ask is hit the damn like button.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. Trust me. Any real person is gonna like knowing the fact that the person they've been getting mafia news from is a straight up like person that's trying to put another man in a cage. It's like,
Yeah,
yo, stop. That's ridiculous. If you don't like that information like hitting you, then it's like, all right, then then you must be like the same type of person as him. Like you probably are sitting in the same group home that he is. You know what I
and
mean?
let
You're
me
probably
ask you
taking the
something.
same medication.
You never had any altercations with Jeff. You don't know him, or I don't know. I'm
Three
asking.
three conversations.
So you
Once,
don't have a
hey man,
grudge against him. That's what I'm getting at.
I mean, I'm Jewish. I don't eat pork. He looks like a pig. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, no, like
Right.
that's the only thing I could get. Like, I don't know. No, I had three conversations with dude. Okay, it was the one talking about the press release. It was me calling him back and him freaking out. It was me calling. It was him. Me calling. And then him calling me a couple weeks later.
Right.
Explaining the whole thing. You know what I mean? And that was it. And then I think we might have exchanged one or two other texts because he was trying to get Louis Kasman an interview. But I was disgusted because it was like, all right, you go ahead and you claim that this was all because of a mental illness. You never wanted to hurt Joey. You never wanted to go ahead and do anything. And then now you're trying to go ahead and saying that you're working with an individual who used to record John Gotti's wife while John was incarcerated. And then I'm like, and you're acting like he's Mickey Mantle or something. And then
Right.
he's saying like, and then he goes, he's like, yeah, he's actually going to go ahead and give me one of the letters that John sent him from jail. I'm on my phone. I'm like, yo, this dude is like disgusting.
Yeah, he's
Like this.
thirsty. He's thirsty. You know what? He wants to be relevant. He wants to be important, wants to be the first. Listen, he came on to me asking me, Dom, let's co-host. Come to find out he did the same thing with Sammy, begging Sammy. Let me be your co-host. He wants to be relevant. He wants to be important. He just don't know how to treat people. He don't know how to speak to people. Things go to look, he had a gold mine with Barstool. He had a gold mine with Barstool. And he blew that too. Like getting over $100,000 a year. You were more worried about what the owner of Barstool's making than what he's giving you. So you felt you deserved to receive another 100,000. I mean, that's just greed. I'm sorry, and that's stupidity in my book.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, all I know is he called me 3 times, and he was telling me on the phone call that he was trying to put Joey Merlino in jail.
Wow.
And then he called me and he told me that he was in the nut house for a week, and over the course of the week, he was doing interview after interview, of course, with psychologist after psychologist, and of course, they're trying to get to the root, of what's going on. And then, and it's
Right.
like, and now I find out, he's like this, that's where the comment, like he would text me, like what's going on with the Louis Kasman, and I'd be like, yeah, what I'm saying, because again, I'm thinking this is a crazy person who called, I don't want him to call the FBI saying I'm trying to kill him.
Right,
so it's like,
right.
like I don't need that fucking headache. So it's like, I'm just trying to place it. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, it is what it is. When I know something, I sent him a text message back, and I was like, yeah, when I know something, I'll tell you, and that was,
Right.
like I said, so I got no grudge against him, but, like I said, I am from Philly, and like, like I do respect what you guys do here, like on YouTube, all the shows, what I'm saying, like, I don't watch them every day, but I think is dope that they're around, and it's like, when I was growing up, there would be, Dave Stratweiser would be reporting. What I'm saying? You would have Albert Anastasia. What I'm saying? I had cousins that went to Rowan, and like he would
Right.
talk, and it's like in 2025, it's like this is what you have. Like all these guys that turn 80 and they're retired and they got their pensions, and it's like they don't need to do it anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like now the guy report. It's like the mob is so small that you have an actual CI reporting on the mob. Like, come on, it's like you got to get a new reporter. What the
Yeah.
hell? There's got to be another investigative journalist who's not a complete like like psycho rat, what I'm saying, schizophrenic out there who can go ahead and do what Capisci used to do. It's like there's got to be somebody out there, like, to everyone out there who's listening, it's like, yo, like if you're going to journalism school, if you're interested in the mafia, it's like, yo, go ahead and start a YouTube page and like cook, what I'm saying, do your thing, like, because this
Right.
guy ain't the
Right.
one. This is a rat. This is a
Yeah.
sicko.
No, he's just
Sicko.
not
I'm not.
fair. He's jealous and envious of people. He wants to put bad labels on people or the projects they're doing. Instead of being happy and trying to help, he tries to hurt. And then he wants to use his words. Well, if you succeed, you could thank me, basically. Like he's really out of his mind. He's on another planet altogether. So,
Imagine if he actually accomplished what he was trying to do. And it's like, what I'm saying,
oh
this
yeah,
guy is like, that's
no, definitely, I
ridiculous.
agree. I agree. I agree.
This guy's sitting at home, what I'm saying, like, he's about to go ahead and do it, he's just like having a completely normal day, and then all of a sudden, just because some psycho out there goes ahead and makes something up, you know what I mean? Like your whole day's got to get, messed up until they can figure out that the guy's a psycho. Like
Right.
that's just messed up. It's like, dude, like you got to go ahead. What I'm saying, this Nadu dude needs to go ahead and come clean to Joey, and Joey needs to go ahead. What I'm saying, and make a video. Clearing up what happened. Explain this oversight. Like I want to know. What I'm
Right.
saying, like the alleged boss of my city's going ahead and like doing business with a rat. It's like I need to like come on. Like I'm sure it's got to be a reason. I'm sure there's, what I'm saying, maybe there's a really good explanation for it, and then we'll be like, all right, cool.
But I don't know about that, but everybody does things for their own their own. It's probably the publicity. Jeff's over there eating steaks, enjoying it, shoving his face with all the food. So, maybe it's just more promotional gimmicks for Joey. But Joey's own words were, "He never compromised his integrity," and look what he's doing now. So,
Never
what
I
can you
mean,
do?
the first, I don't know. I mean, the first trial, I guess, I mean, like Ron Previty was a known police officer, and like that first trial, what was that? Like 99 was like 30 years ago, and like,
Right.
so
Right.
you mean like I get he's never gonna do it again or something like that? Like, which makes sense. It's like, all right, fool me once, what I mean? It's like you got me,
Right.
fool me again, it's like, all right, that's on me. So if he's doing business with somebody who, um, like is a proven rat, then it's like
Right.
there's got to be a reason. What I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe Jeff Nadu invested all his. You said he worked for who? Who did he used to work for?
Barstool. Barstool.
Okay, all right. So maybe he took his $1 billion, and that from Barstool, and the other billion he's made off of his YouTube show, and now he's invested in, and partnered up with the guy who owns, saying Joey's spot. I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
you got
Well,
to,
we'll
who
go into
knows?
that at a later date in the week or tomorrow, whenever you want.
I'm just joking. He's making no money off anything. Come on, the guy's calling me having a freaking episode. He's not.
It's crazy. Well, again, thank you for everything coming on. I appreciate it. And tomorrow I'm coming out with part 2. Are you going to join me tomorrow?
Yeah. Hit me up.
Okay, so I'll give you more than enough time where you could come on, show your face, and we'll just go into it. And we'll do part 2 tomorrow.
This bull, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this bull Jeff, like, I have no idea why he called me, like, doing all this stuff. You know, it's like, but it's crazy, man. So, you know, like
Well,
I said,
he probably figured you had Joey's ear, and he wanted to, see what was going
I'm
on.
not
But
gonna
we're
embarrass.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
reach out to anybody. You know, when a mental person calls you, you got to go ahead and treat them like a mental person. You know what I mean? So
right,
it's like,
right.
but you know, I didn't listen. I got my degree in international. I didn't go ahead and study how to go ahead and de-escalate someone going through psychosis. You know,
Right.
so for me, it was just me and my wife laughing at this guy.
Uh, well, at least you got a good laugh out of it. So, and still getting one at that.
And you're getting one too. So, and hopefully
Yeah,
your
exactly.
listeners are.
I just can't believe it. Like nothing shocks me anymore. Really, nothing shocks me. So,
Well, I hope they go ahead and they clear this up, man. I hope they clear this up because that's crazy. So we'll see what
yeah.
happens, man.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you for joining me. I'm going to just stay on, answer some questions, and then I'll be signing off myself. But
Yeah,
thank
do
you for
your
coming
thing, man.
on. I appreciate
I
it.
got about maybe like an hour before sunset here. So we're gonna
All
go in the
right.
Gulf of America and we're gonna take a nice swim. And when we talk tomorrow, like I'm probably gonna have no idea. I'm not gonna remember this guy's name. So keep that in mind.
Don't worry. I'll refresh it. I'll refresh you. Thank you
All
again for
right.
coming on. All right, brother.
Peace,
Have a
Tom.
good one. Bye. Hey, people. So, um, you heard it, and I'm really upset. Really, like, and you know what, everybody? Tonight I'm going on at 7:30. I'm going on 52 topics with Frank Fiordilino. I'll be on his show, and I'm sure we'll be talking about this too. We're going to address it. We're going to address the sub thing about my subscribers popping up and everything else. I mean, this is just totally. Jeff lost his mind. Really, really lost his mind. And Jeff, I apologize for what Dan said about, and I have to because I don't like that. I don't play that with Ron. My condolences. I told you back then. My condolences definitely go out to you for the loss of a parent. I sustain losses too, and I know people go through emotional times, but going through an emotional breakdown and looking to call the feds on somebody to have them locked up, it's two different things, Jeff. Two totally different things. Don't use that as an excuse. Don't use that. That's a poor excuse. I'm sorry. Having an emotional breakdown will never make you think, let me call the cop, let me call the FBI on Joey Merlino to get him locked up. So that's just two different things. I'm sorry. And you trying to say, let's talk like men, you should have asked me, Jeff. If you claim to be a journalist, you have my number the way you called me today, the way you text me today. You should have turned around and said, hey, Dom, what are you doing with this coin? Hey, Dom, what's going on with your subs? Hey, Dom, I'm going to talk about it. But no, you did it sneakily. You did sneakily. Two different times. First time you put your title up, Frankie Joya. So talking about Frankie Joya, you made it about Dominic Sicali. All lies. All lies, and I called you out on it. Next one was Lucchese crime family bust, recent bust. And then again, Dom, shit pull, shit coin, rug pull, robbing people. This is where it came. Then you said loyalty. You ratted. Where's the loyalty? You were never loyal to anybody. Those were your words, Jeff. Well, I think I was loyal my entire life, Jeff. It was only at the end when my boss wore a wire, the other boss was talking about me killing people. That's when I broke that code. I was just fed up, and I did what I did. I ratted. But I don't hide, Jeff. I don't hide. So, people, I'll answer some comments. We'll go into that. Thank you, everybody, for coming on tonight. And Dom, call the FBI. He's having a breakdown. Oh, my God. And I heard somebody I saw in here, Jeff is streaming live. Yeah, Jeff is probably trying to get people off the show. He probably doesn't know what to do. And I'm more upset with Joey. I'm more upset with Joey, folks, because I reached out to Joey. Joey told me, very respectful, didn't call me an effing rat. Cool. And I'm all right with that. But Joey said he would never compromise his integrity. And you heard it. You heard it. He did compromise his integrity when he accepted Jeff Nadu in his circle recently. So it's like, Joey, you have to watch what comes out of your mouth, brother. You have to watch. So, and that's it. You want to open up Pandora's box, we'll open it up. And, you know, is what it is at the end of the day. What can you do? Let's see. We'll answer some questions here. Deck, poor Dami murdered people, put his friends in jail, granting a reverse mortgage. You know what, Deck? You could say what you want. My grandmother loved me. She came to visit me, sent me money when I was away. So, you know, get your story straight. So, Nadu said Dom's buying subs too. That's right, Cynthia. He said I was buying subs, but I did it through promotions, YouTube promotions. Anybody knows will verify that. So I can't help it when viral. I can't help my promotions go further than Nadu's promotions. Can't help it. But he got more views than me, so gotta give him that. He's doing something right. Telling lies. People like that. When you tell lies, you embellish, you know, they like that. Tracy said, Jeff is a jerk, a-hole. In my opinion, no disrespect. Well, no, that I clearly respect it. If you like him, you like him. If you don't like him, you don't like him. What else we have? Nadu talked bad about his coin. Nadu, shut your mouth. You know, it's sad. It's sad. He's that jealous, and it just comes out. It comes out. Like, you know, what can you do? What can you do? Chris says, what evidence did they have on the Pizzola hit? Because they needed more than just hearsay from Vinny and Fat Joe. Well, it was Vinny who said I did it, and then somebody else flipped on the case, and I'm not going to blow them up, but they also flipped on the case, somebody close. And you're right, they had no evidence. I felt I would have beat the case all day long, but there was more to it than meets the eye. Vinny wanted me to take the witness stand on his behalf at trial. He actually ordered me to take the witness stand, had me fire Jeffrey Lippman because of it, because Jeffrey told him I'm not taking the witness stand. So there was more to it than that. And then Michael knows, put the icing on the cake. So I decided, you know what? Loyalty is a two-way street. I'm out. CJ, why even address the grandmother thing? You squashed that 100 times already. Well, somebody mentioned it, CJ. So, and I just hit it real quick. So people are just, you know, they just have nothing better to do. Just hateful little people. Peter Armstrong, I must admit, Joey seems to be a fair fellow. I think he feels bad about Jeff's plight. No, there's more to it. There's more to it than that. There is definitely more to it. So Joey doesn't feel bad when he's taking money from people and going gambling it. So, and there's more coming out. We'll be talking about who really owns the steak shop. So that'll come out too, because from what I was told, he doesn't own it. So I really don't care. I wish him the best with his endeavors. You don't have to own something to have a big piece of it. You know, his name is up there, so he has a good product, and I do wish him the best with it, you know, because I'm sure he put a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of pride into it, and I heard it's excellent. So congratulations with that success. At the end of the day, in my book, doesn't matter who the true owner is because his name is on it. So I commend him for that and congratulate him. All-Star, you broke my... What happened, Anna? Why did he break your heart? I missed that one. Well, everybody, we're going to... let's see, unless we get some more comments. We're going to start signing off tonight. We're going into an hour. Oh, what did you say, Anna? From the skipping, I'm sorry. From the Godfather, LOL. Oh, Fredo, you broke my heart. Okay. Oh, so let's see what this one says. I gotta put it up so I don't lose it. Brother, I've been watching your show since you came on. Jeff Nadu. He had the chance, would put all your business out there in the street. He will not give you the same community. You know what, David? You're absolutely 1,000% correct. You're right with that. You're definitely right with that. You hear what Peter said from New York? Hit the like button, better Wi-Fi. No, you know what I had to go do? We changed to fiber. I had to get a damn cable. I hardwired this tonight. I have a wire running from one room to the next. Unbelievable. But I did it for you people, for myself too. Oh, what do we have? CJ, Nadu is a very jealous person. And I'm seeing that. And jealousy gets you nowhere. It shows and it's disgusting, really. What do we have here? All-Star says, Dom, was that a pool party celebrating? No, All-Star, you're too good. You're too good. I'll just leave it at that. Yes, it was. So, Joey D'Angelo, is this Joey D'Angelo or is it a Fugazi? And the Columbos asked Frank about him on a show with Vito Gozzo. They killed his father because he had a nervous breakdown. If this is the real Joey D'Angelo, Joey, wish you the best. Hope you're doing well, my brother. And I heard a lot of good things about you. So keep on doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. And it's a better life you're living in now. Anthony, Dom, can your coin? Oh, Dom, your coin is up. Yeah, folks, go into the coin. We should have the sign up ready, so we'll promote it. Yeah, folks. Wow, we just went up 1.1 million, a million one market cap. Liquidity is 326. And wow, we got over 30 million coins sold. Okay. We're moving on up, folks. Moving on up. And we're at 5527. Nice. We are moving on up. See? And that's just the way it is. Folks, hope everybody has a great evening. Wish everybody the best. Thank you for joining. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Looks like we'll be having part 2. Check it out in the title. And we'll address everything with Joey Merlino and bring everything to light. And Joey, I'm going to text you. You're fair to comment. And remember, folks, there's always 3 sides to a story. There's my side, there's Jeff's side, and in the middle, you'll find the truth. Same thing with Joey. There's my story, my side, his side, and you'll find the truth in the middle. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Much love and respect. Have a good evening. And if you're not doing anything tonight, 7:30, tune in to 52 Topics with Frank Fiordilino. It's in the description. Click on it. And people, pick up the official Crypto Nostra. Go buy it. This coin is going to take off. We're getting together. The next thing that's coming out is the online shopping. But the coin is going to take off. Don't be left behind. For a few dollars. If you don't have the dollars, sign up for the pool program, the influencer program. We should have that up and running tomorrow. I know the lawyer sent over the terms and conditions later today. So I have to review it, stamp it. We're off to the races. Everybody have a great evening. Much love and respect. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the support. And this is our family. This is our thing, folks. So wish everybody the best. Have a good night.